This video is mostly about using Excel to find the equation of a straight line. So what I'd like to look at is question 7. An experiment was carried out to measure the acceleration due to gravity by measuring periods of a pendulum of different lengths. So you can control the length of the pendulum, and when you change the length, the time will have to change. That means that your independent variable, that's to say your x variable, is L. You can change the length, and when you change the length, t has to change, so that is the dependent variable. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy the expression here, Control C, and what I'm going to do is to paste that into a spreadsheet, so Control V. Then I'm going to change the font size to 11, which is what Excel really would like to have, and I'll just change this because of the formatting. It's L in meters and it's T in seconds. Now just go back to the question for a second. Look at this. It says plot an appropriate graph, and appropriate is emboldened. Now that word isn't there by accident, it's giving you a clue as to what's going on. And what is going on is the equation for this, the equation for the pendulum, is that t, the period, is equal to 2 pi root L over g. Okay, 2 pi times the square root of the length divided by g. We don't want the square root of the length, so what we're going to do is we're going to square both sides of the equation. We're going to plot L as the x-axis and t squared as the y-axis. So what we're going to do now is to square the time row, so that means that this cell here is equal to that cell times the same cell. Okay, so that makes it t squared, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy those across there so they're all squared, and let's just make sure that they're all. So Excel assumes that the first row that you specified are the x values and the second row you specify are the y values. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark L as the x variables and then press Control and mark row 3 as the y values. Now I'm going to say insert a scatter graph, and I'll use that one, and you can see I've got a pretty straight line there. Now to find the equation of the line of best fit, right click on the line and say I'd like to add the trend line. That throws up this panel here. You can see here that we want to use linear regression, which is correct, and then we would also like to add the equation. So I'll click this box here. We've now got the expression on the graph, and that very briefly is how you plot a graph in Excel and get the equation of the trend line.